Alun, first of all, an official welcome as the new first team manager of Gateshead Football Club. So first things first, really, how pleased are you to get in the door, get everything confirmed and be officially confirmed as the manager now?
I'm absolutely delighted, to be honest with you. It took a lot longer than I thought it would have been, but obviously there's been a lot of discussions ongoing and delighted to be given the opportunity. I know how difficult it's going to be. I know part of the club, but it's something I'm really willing to get my teeth into and look forward to.
Yeah, and for yourself, in terms of making that decision to obviously take on the role and show your interest in it, in that sense, what has it been from your point of view that has made you want to take on the position, really?
I think because obviously I've been working at the academy for a year and I didn't think I wanted to come back into management, to be honest with you, but after seeing what is across here and the quality that they've had in the past, and I think where the club is at now, it seems as though I'm a perfect fit for it. And we know there's going to be a lot of hills to climb and a lot of issues that we've got to get past. And I've got experience in that department from my previous job. So I see it as a challenge, and it's something that, as I say, I'm really excited by. And I want to bring the strength, some of the identity back to this club. I think it used to have. I think they've probably rode the wave of a success over the last 3 years, 4 years, and probably lost a little bit of identity with the young kids coming through and moving them on quickly and keep developing that cycle from the college, from the academy. And we need to get back to that, and hopefully I can play a big part in that.
Yeah, and of course you mentioned your role within the college and working with the club's academy side over the last season. How will that help you in terms of obviously being around the club a little bit over the past kind of year or so? And as well, a few of the academy boys over the last season were in first team squads and things like that. And of course, like you say, with the sort of situation the club's in the sense of the National League landscape, I suppose, how important is that going to be going forward and using those academy players, using that youth and bringing them through, like you said?
That's the biggest thing for me. I said we've got to get that back. I've been here for a year now in the academy, and I've looked at some of the players, and some of them could have been in the squads last year. But obviously they had a massive squad of players to deal with and we couldn't get them in. But this year, hopefully we can utilise that. And we've done a lot of recruitment for the year below, and some of the quality players that we keep bringing in, they've got an opportunity now because of the situation that the club's at. They're not going to get a better opportunity to try and get themselves into full-time football. And it's going to be tough, don't get us wrong. And I think the young lads may find it tough, but we're going to utilise that to make sure that it benefits the football club going forward, because we know what kind of position we're in at this moment in time.
Yeah, and you mentioned full-time football there, of course, but how much are you as a manager looking forward to being in that environment where you're getting to work with the players on a day-to-day basis and obviously trying to kind of put your stamp on things early on as well?
Yeah, that's a big thing. I've always said when I've been managing in the past that I'd love to get the lads full-time, get to work on a few more things and improve what we already do, improve what we've got and keep working with them. But I never ever had the time to do that, and I got a taste of it last year, as I say, in the academy training full time with the kids, and we've seen them come from strength to strength, and now I can basically put my mark on a full time project and hopefully get the best out of every single player that we've got.
Yeah, and in terms of your own style and identity from a management sense in how that translates through to the team and what fans of course see on a weekend, how would you describe that? Of course some fans might have already seen your teams play for Blyth and Darlington in recent years anyway, but what is it from your point of view that they can expect to see, I suppose? First
and foremost, I want lads to work extremely hard for the team, and that's the biggest thing. But on top of that, I want to be exciting, scoring goals. At the end of the day, fans pay money to see goals. We may concede a few, that tends to happen, but listen, it's an entertainment business. That's what we're in for, and we want to see the ball in the back of the net as often as we possibly can. And that's an opposition net, not our net, by the way. So it's something that I love to do. It's probably the era I grew up in, with the players I grew up with, and I like attacking football. I like to be a little bit expansive, but I would think my time off I've took that and learned a lot more about being a little bit more robust at the back and a little bit more solid, just in case. So it is going to be, like I say, it's a tough challenge, but I'm really looking forward to it with some of the players that we've got. I think it's quite exciting with what we could do.
Yeah, and what are now, I mean, you mentioned some of the players that are already in the building, of course, a few players contracted. Obviously, a few players, no doubt, to try and sort of bolster that over the coming weeks and things like that before the season does get underway. But what are the immediate plans for yourself? Because obviously there's a lot of work and a lot of things to do at the minute.
There's a hell of a lot of work to be done, to be honest with you. First and foremost, I need to speak to every single player and see where they are, where their heads are. Do they want to play for Gateshead? Do they want to stay here? Although for the challenge, that's the biggest thing for me. I want players that want to play for Gateshead and see that where we can go from here. It might not be the heights of the previous years, but we've got to accept this challenge, accept where we are. And I want players to see you blood, sweat and tears. Simple as that. That's what I want from them. Buy into everything they do. If they buy into that, then I look after them. Any player that I've worked with will probably tell you the same thing, that I do look after players, but I demand a hell of a lot from them, and that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, and you mentioned the challenge that lies ahead, of course, but what really are your sort of initial aims, and I suppose your initial aims for the team at this point? Obviously, like we say, it's still early days, still a lot of things to go on before then, though.
Yeah, there's a lot. We've got, as I say, we've got to sort the squad out. We've obviously got little issues in the background, which we'll deal with another day, which is getting sorted, but I need to get a squad together, trim the squad massively, try and bring some bodies in to strengthen it. We need to get a good spine, and then we need to be able with players to be added as and when needed. But I say I know it's going to be a tough one, but no stone will be left for me to try and get this battle done and hopefully get where we want to be.